In 1896, America was not ready for cars. People did not trust machines. People trusted horses. People trusted routine. Cars were loud. Cars were fragile. Cars were expensive. Most Americans believed cars were toys for rich men, not tools for real life. But one simple machine quietly appeared. It was not beautiful. It was not powerful. It was not impressive. Yet it did something no other car had ever done. It showed America how to build cars again and again and again. This is the true story of the Oldsmobile curved dash, the first mass-produced American car, and the machine that quietly changed everyday life forever. The Duryea brothers proved that gasoline could move a vehicle. That was an invention, but invention alone does not change a nation. America needed something else. America needed access. America needed reliability. America needed scale, and scale does not come from genius. It comes from systems. This story is not about speed. It is not about luxury. It is not about racing. This is the story of the moment when the automobile stopped being a dream and became a product. This is where modern America truly began. In the late 1890s, the average American did not own a car. Travel was slow. Movement required planning. Distance was a limitation. If you lived outside a city, you depended on horses. If you lived inside a city, you walked. Trains connected major places, but they did not solve daily life. Cars existed, but they were rare. Each car was built by hand. Each car was unique. Each car required constant attention. Owning a car meant you were wealthy and patient. For most Americans, the automobile was something they read about, not something they expected to own. It was interesting, but not realistic. Ransom Eli Olds was different. He did not believe cars needed to be perfect. He believed cars needed to be practical. Olds grew up around machines. He understood engines, but more importantly, he understood people. He watched Americans struggle with transportation. He watched businesses lose time. He watched families remain isolated. Olds believed the future of cars was not speed, it was simplicity. He asked a question no one else was asking. How do you build the same car the same way every time? That question changed everything. At the time, every car was treated like a custom project. Parts were unique. Measurements varied. Repairs were complicated. Olds rejected that approach. He believed a car should be repeatable. If a part breaks, it should be replaced easily. If a car is built, the next one should be identical. This idea seems obvious today, but at the time, it was radical. Craftsmanship was valued. Uniformity was not. Olds chose uniformity, and that choice defined the future. The Oldsmobile curved dash was designed to be simple. It had a small curved front panel. That single feature gave it its name. The body was lightweight. The design was minimal. There was no excess, no decoration, no luxury. It used a small gasoline engine, producing modest power. The car was not fast, but it was reliable. Most importantly, it could be built the same way every time. That was the breakthrough. Oldsmobile factories operated unlike anything before. Workers focused on specific tasks. Each person repeated the same motion over and over. This reduced mistakes. This increased speed. Cars moved through the factory. Instead of being built in one place, this was not yet the modern assembly line, but it was the foundation. Production numbers increased. Costs decreased. For the first time, cars were no longer rare. They were becoming available. In the early 1900s, Oldsmobile produced more cars than all other American manufacturers combined. This shocked the industry. Competitors did not understand how it was possible. They focused on engineering. Oldsmobile focused on process. That difference mattered. The curved dash became the most common car in America. People began to recognize it on the streets. That familiarity built trust. At first, people were cautious. They had been disappointed before, but the curved dash kept working. It started reliably. It required less maintenance. It behaved predictably. That reliability mattered more than speed. Doctors used it to reach patients. Business owners used it to save time. Families used it for short trips. Life began to change slowly. Distance felt smaller. Time felt flexible. America was adjusting to a new rhythm. The curved dash was still expensive, but it was reachable. Middle-class Americans could plan for it, save for it. This changed expectations. Owning a car stopped being unrealistic. It became a goal. As demand grew, production increased. As production increased, costs continued to fall. This cycle accelerated change. Then, disaster struck. A fire destroyed much of the Oldsmobile factory. Finished cars were lost. Parts were destroyed. For many companies, this would have been the end. But Oldsmobile had standardized designs. They rebuilt. They resumed production. The system survived. That moment proved the strength of mass production. The curved dash did not impress people with power. It impressed them with dependability. It taught Americans to trust machines. It taught manufacturers that systems matter more than genius. This lesson shaped the entire industry. Henry Ford studied these ideas carefully. He saw what worked and what did not. The Model T would take these concepts and push them further. But the foundation was built here. Eventually, the curved dash became outdated. Technology improved. Expectations changed. Oldsmobile moved on, but the impact remained. Thousands of cars had been produced. Thousands of lives had been affected. America had crossed a point of no return. Every modern car factory, every assembly process, every standardized part, all of it traces back to this moment. The Oldsmobile curved dash. It was not glamorous. It was not exciting. But it changed how America worked. It transformed mobility. It transformed industry. It transformed daily life. If these real American car stories matter to you, then you will want to stay, because the next chapter takes this idea and turns it into a revolution. Before highways, before road trips, before gas stations everywhere, there was a simple idea: build the same car for ordinary people. That idea became the Oldsmobile curved dash, the first mass-produced American car, and the machine that quietly put America on wheels.